spelling patterns. So if you're doing a spelling pattern like AR, you're going to go to the decodable readers, and I'll show you that in a little bit, where you can click and you're going to have them read that grade.
And then you have a little bit for Kendall, don't you?
Well, we started, but we found that they were much harder actually. Than the first set is really simple, but the other two sets were I don't think we printed the other set.
So what about the chunk? The at family, the and family. We have Kinder, we printed those. When I was with Catherine, we printed those.
I don't know.
We didn't do decodables, but we did the sight words and the and, the at.
So she would like us to use the decodable.
They were readers.
What about the ones with the adoption?
It literally has
So that's our
A
A
part, A swing,
Yeah.
A. So those the beginning ones were really simple, but as you got to other ones, I found that they were hard for them too. I think Kinder, I'm not talking about pre, but I have zero resources. That's the problem for me.
And this is my thought, and I can bring it up to Ms. Owen, but I think pre-K, we really need to stress upon the awareness.
Right.
And I would think that if you're doing small groups, you would do small groups from the awareness activity. And that will help with kinder.
Yeah, right, right. I'm gonna have like maybe
Backwards, you know?
about 3 kids that, like, probably they're ready to start beginning reading, but the rest of them, they're still,
Yeah.
I got 3 new ones this last week.
And
And one has never been in school, so there's some kids that know
Right.
nothing. And a lot of them started in November. We're really behind compared to what
I
we.
know, we are.
So really, my focus is not,
Right.
it's just letters and sounds, like,
Right.
getting them ready. If they can even know
It is
that.
what it is, that's what it is.
Ingrid's in second and she's like at a Kindle.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And that's why I think that she's like wanting this presentation, so in the fall, we're not doing this, you know,
Right,
you
you
can start
know what
early,
to-
you already know what
yeah.
to expect.
Yeah.
And since
And if
you
you
told
have
us
the
we're only
materials
gonna do
ready,
the same grade,
Yeah,
then we can start working on that, getting all these
Exactly.
materials ready printed.
Right.
For the fall, we won't be having to do this.
right.
We already have it all set up. And so after the decodable readers, once they kind of got out of that emergent reader, second through fifth, and even there may be some first graders that may be at the level, they can start using the adoption, the level reader, which is what we all have in our, with the adoption, I know K through fifth has the adoption. And teachers will be using the teacher guide. So similar to like what's on Reading A to Z, there's a paper, and she said this is enough for a lesson plan. You don't need to create lesson plans or write it in another form. Just print this out, and you can use this.
From
For
reading
your-
to see, right?
This is from Reading A to Z, yes, but there's also one that comes with the adoption as well.
Okay, can I ask you that one?
Yeah, I don't have
So
a
the
level
level
one.
readers from the adoption.
Yes.
The ones that are for kinder, they're pretty good. Like, they're pretty much on their level.
Right.
So,
And so they're at a level where they can be using the level readers, they can use it. It's those ones that are just having a hard time blending, those
right.
students that are having a hard time with the chunk.
Well, y'all don't have them, do you?
What?
The ones that come with the kinder,
Yes.
big cards, the letters, the decodables.
Right.
Those are by unit, as we go along. Cheryl loves them. Like, I should have given Cheryl.
Are they decodable or?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember. It's
Yeah.
like the ones, the old adoptions with the.
I don't know what the new ones look like, because I don't have them.
You want
But
me
I
to
have
go
the
get one?
old ones.
Let me go, can I run and get it real quick?
We can do it.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, so the professional development we did, what did you think it influenced us, our campus positively, or you think it was negative?
I think it was positive. I think it set the expectations. I think there was a lack of communication at the beginning of the year. And this really set the expectations of what our new principal is expecting from her teachers and what she wants to see in guided reading.
Right, and that's what I was thinking too. I thought that it set the expectations, and even though it's at the end of the year, I think it's still pretty good. We can follow along to the beginning
I
of the
think
year.
it's, well, I think it's
Yeah.
to me, it was kind of the right timing because of the pandemic, we've been, how do I put it, we've been off schedule.
Mhm.
Like usually we're already doing guided reading but since everybody's coming in at different times,
Right.
it's really slowed down their learning expectations as well.
Right. And then, I think as a team we worked really well together. Should we have made any changes to the future for our PD? Like, do you think any suggestions that would have helped?
I think the only thing that I would have changed it is maybe especially for guided reading,
Mm-hmm.
is making it a little longer
Okay.
and maybe, an example of what the guided reading should look like how like a teacher and, basically a timeline, like
Mhm.
5 minutes is spent on sight words, another
Right.
5 minutes on word building,
Mm-hmm.
and then the rest of the time, the guided reading portion, like introducing the book and the questions that we should
Right.
be asking and stuff like that. I think that this school is lacking those kind of, guidelines,
Right, and I think so too.
training.
Because like other teachers were saying, like they wanted just like a model of it, like they
Right.
were asking, like in that half sheet, they kept asking about it.
Yeah, like a training. Like I
Mhm.
don't think at this campus we've had a true guided reading training and how it should be run.
Right.
So that's the only thing. Otherwise, I like that the expectations were set. I like that she asked, Miss Owens wanted
Mhm.
like input
Mhm.
from us and what we needed,
Right.
like what materials we needed
Mhm.
to meet those expectations.
Yeah, and then hopefully we'll still get to meet with Owen and Banks and like ask for those because we haven't met with her yet.
Okay.
So that's what our next kind of step is to meet because to give us those steps that she hasn't given us.
Right. Well,
Any
and
of the
then, yeah,
resources.
the questions we had need to be answered about the
Right.
passages versus the
Right.
benchmark books.
Right.
So,
Definitely. And do you think the half sheet was helpful? You kind of already like.
no, yes, the half sheet was very helpful. I think that really is gonna let her know what we were lacking in the classroom.
Mm-hmm. And then do you think we should do something more PD in the future? Because she does have this plan for the 23rd. And like, what do you think we should do for the?
I think I think we should do the training. I think we should have,
If you were in the upper grades, would you want to hear this training, or would you, or do you think it's just a lower grade thing?
are the upper grades having to do guided reading as well?
If they're supposed to.
Then yes. Then I think they need it too, because we need to think about it. We have some, veterans teachers, but a lot of our teachers are new. So, I
Yeah,
mean,
because that's what we were kind of like, they haven't, like, we gave them that timeline of like when everyone's supposed to be leveled, and I don't think it's happening, and
Mhm.
rightly so, because like STAR's been going on, but, that's what we were kind of discussing.
I think some teachers have, especially in the upper, have a good handle on what guided reading should be.
Mhm.
But I think a lot of them still need training.
Right.
Like they need that training. And I think it should be divided into, this is what upper grade
Looks like
should look like, and this is what
lower grade.
first grade, kinder should look like, second grade and third should look like, and that's kind of.
And did you think it was a good idea that we did it by like, well, you're kind of like sections it off, like kinder and second, kinder, like.
I think maybe we could pair the first and kinder together,
Mm-hmm.
because it's basically the same thing, because when they
Right.
start the school year, it's a review of what they should have learned in kinder.
Right.
And so I think those two grade levels could be put together, and that way we can expand the time.
Right, and then we even talked about like second grade, because it's still like in the middle, but like with these first grade students.
They're gonna
They're
need a
needed.
lot of the basic guided reading, instruction. Like how we start at the beginning of the year, or maybe even just the middle of the year.
Right.
Because in kinder, we start with the letters and sounds.
Mhm.
We don't move into the books
Mhm.
until close to Christmas time,
Mhm.
when we see those kids that are actually reading their sight words. And
Right.
so with this group, they're a little delayed because of the pandemic, so.